Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Michelle, as you may know by now. We are talking about United transfer activity in in the last 5 years. We talked about the transfer activity in 2015 and in 2016, and those videos are linked right beside here, and you can see them. Today we're going to talk about transfer activity in 2017. So we saw that in 2016, the most important signing that we made was Jose Mourinho, and he brought in his philosophies and his style of play. Whether you like it or not, he came in, he won the trophies that he won in his first season, and yeah, he did that. And we liked the feeling of winning when we first won Community Shield, and then we won League Cup in February when we that dramatic game against Southampton. I think we won 3-2. That was an amazing game of football. And then later on in that summer, we won the Europa League in a 2-0 defeat of Ajax in Stockholm. A few ups and downs that summer. We saw Zlatan get injured, Marcos Rojo get injured, but what we saw ultimately in the summer was the signing of a few players that later became key members in our squad in our attempt to rebuild Manchester United. So we saw the signing of Lukaku, Romelu Lukaku. It was quite a surprise for me at the time. I remember I was still a student, and I was in India at the time. And then when my friend Hitesh, she told me, man, we signed Lukaku. Like, no, how can we sign Lukaku? We're linked with Morata. We want to sign Morata. And then it's like, okay, so we really did sign Lukaku. And it was unexpected because Lukaku was heavily linked with Chelsea, with a return to Chelsea, and with not a reunion, because Antonio Conte had not been his manager before. So he came to Jose Mourinho, like, okay, this guy, Jose Mourinho sold him, and now he's buying him again. And it was quite exciting. We also saw Matic, and then we started to see, okay, what is this guy doing? He's bringing his old players to the club. But then we also know that Mourinho likes loyal players. He builds on loyalty, and he likes to be able to trust his players. He calls them my soldiers, and his trustees call him the general, which does work out sometimes for the good of the club. So we also saw, so he brought in Lukaku, he brought in Matic to strengthen that midfield area for 40 million, and Lukaku was a record fee. I think that would rise up to 90 million, making him the most expensive number 9 at the time. So yeah, that was quite that. And then who else did we buy? We bought a defender in Victor Lindelof. I remember, if you quite remember, previously we saw in the previous summer that we brought in Eric Bailly, who we thought that was an amazing, still is an amazing defender, but also brought this young kid from Benfica. No one knew anything about him except that he was quite good on the ball. And then the same summer, City bought Ederson from Benfica too, and then everyone started looking at the Portuguese league. So yeah, if we were to rate these signings, the United signing of Lukaku was massive in the way Jose Mourinho wanted to play. He likes his number 9s to be quite strong and physical, and people can hold up the ball, hold up the play, and bring everyone into play again. And we saw that. I'm not saying Lukaku is like Drogba, but the intent was there to kind of reproduce what Jose Mourinho had built in Chelsea in form of Drogba when he brought in Lukaku to Manchester United. So it did not quite work out like it was planned. United scored many goals with Lukaku. I remember the first game when we won 4-0. It was against West Ham, and I was rooting for Lukaku to get a hat-trick in his first United official recognized game, and it was going to be an amazing. I also remember that in that game, I think Matic got the Man of the Match award because he was terrific. I watched this game with my friend Atlanta. I'm like, man, Matic, he can really play. He can play like this. And then he was running the midfield. I remember he was going forward. He got the ball. He was dribbling through the wing, and then he went and he crossed it. Like, okay, we got a gem in our heads. And then we saw Lukaku banging in goals, and was very close to getting his hat trick. And it was quite an amazing performance. So these two were working really well, and Victor Lindelof, he kind of started slowly, and now we can see that he's grown and he's developed into the kind of player that we thought he could be. A player that's good on the ball, that's very calm and composed. He can get forward, he can carry the ball, he can connect the defense and the midfield, and sometimes just bringing those cut passes right from defense to attack. I remember there was a time, I think, when the first or the second game of under Solskjaer, he almost provided an assist and he almost scored, because he can penetrate with the ball, he can carry the ball from defense and going forward, and he's quite good actually with the ball at his feet. And many people criticize him for him not being very physical, for him not being very good in the air, which are valid criticizing points, to be fair. But he has developed massively, and he's improved many areas of his game. So yeah, if we were to rate them, I would probably give a 7 to Lukaku. Many talk about his first touch that isn't so good, but he is a striker that if you provide balls to the box, he will score. I think it was one of the reasons that why Jose Mourinho brought in Diego Dalot, because Diego Dalot, he can cross, he can deliver balls to the box, and the problem United had with Lukaku was that he was a target man and he was a box man, but the ball he wasn't getting enough of the ball to create. It's not like his conversion rate was so high at Everton. It was because he was getting so much of the ball that he could afford to miss like a few sitters, but then since he was getting so much of the ball, he could put in a few balls inside the net and then provide the goals and allow his team to move with the numbers, which we saw that United was really struggling in that midfield area to carry the ball to him, to get width and push the balls on the side for the right back and the left back. So without that width, it was hard. It was always going to be hard for Lukaku to score so many goals. Without the width and without the ball being taken from the midfield to the attack, it was always going to be difficult. So it was he did what he could, and we are happy. I am personally happy that he went to Inter and he's banging in goals in there. So no hard feelings. Whatever you talk about United, whether you like us, whether you hate us, just happy that you could move on. So also another thing is, we talked about this previously, that every time a manager comes in, he comes in with his philosophies, he comes in with the way he wants to play, his style of play, and he's going to bring in players that can adapt and can fulfill the philosophy that he has and the style of play that he wants to implement in the football club. So Lukaku didn't quite be the type of striker Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to have at United, his type of number 9. Maybe Lukaku wasn't. Now we're seeing links with players like Dembele, we're seeing links with players like recently we heard links about the RB Leipzig striker in Timo Werner, and so these are different types of strikers that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to implement to have at our club. So farewell to him. Just, it's fine when a player doesn't work. Sometimes it's not even just because the player is not a good player, it's just that sometimes the system and the philosophy, they are not adapt to the player, and that's completely okay. That is completely okay. So in this transfer window was quite a success compared to the others. The 2018 transfer window was a shamble. We can all agree that the 2018 transfer was a shamble. We didn't address the problems that we should have addressed to solve the issues that we had in our starting 11, and as a result, we got what we had. So I gave a 7 to Lukaku. Gonna go back to Matic. I'm gonna give him a 7. 7.5 because he did slow down recently, but we understand this might be because of the age. He's not getting any younger, and his numbers are slowing down. But we could see recently that when he was provided with the rest that he needed and he wasn't playing game in and game out, when he started switching roles with McTominay and when Fred started to perform very well, we could see that if Matic was to come once a week or once every 2 weeks and do a job, he still got it. He can still provide the screening that we need for our defense, and we can still just sweep everything and provide a quiet place in that number 6 area, so our midfielders can have the freedom to go and create. So I think Matic could really work with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Not every game, but you put him there, and then you allow those two to go up. He can stay there and cover the defense. He can stay there and screen that defense area and provide cover from the number 6 position. So I'm giving him a 7.5. Victor Lindelof, I'm gonna give him 6.5. He's improved a lot, but there is quite a long way to go. And also I can't say it yet, what type of a defender does Solskjaer want? Is it a defender that can carry the ball? Is it a hybrid defense, like in the pairing like Maguire and Lindelof? One of them stays aggressive, another one can carry the ball. It's not quite clear yet. So yeah, that has been my review. Has been my thoughts as to the 2017 transfer window. So in the next video we'll be talking about the 2018 transfer window, and hopefully we can finish this series and with the 2019 and move on to other things. So stay safe, be well, and wash your hands, of course, and please do subscribe and let us know what else you want to hear from us. What are a few things that you'd like us to talk about, and let's have fun together. Bye.